Alright, after many years, 4, I think, to be exact, since the last Battlefield game, 2042, 2020, wow, it might have been 2020, so even 5 years, we've been waiting. And we finally have an open beta for a new Battlefield game. Before I get too deep into this, I want to show you guys, this is a little trailer I made. Not really a trailer, just a big intro for the video. Stick around because I will be talking after, but yeah, just check this out. Enjoy this. And also, if you don't want to watch, there is I'll put a timestamp here. If you hate me and everything I stand for, and you don't want to watch my hard work.
Front and center, cover point.
Go, go, go!
Move out and capture the objective. Take the objective and hold position. Hostiles have the objective. Secure the objective.
Stay with me!
OBJ is active.
Huh? So what'd you think? I genuinely did spend like all morning on that, so I hope that you watched and I hope you liked it. But either way, let's just go ahead and get into this. I'm just gonna let this was a pretty good game that I had earlier this morning, so I'm just gonna let this play in the back. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't posted in a while, because I know you all were just sitting there just biting your nails waiting for a new upload from me. But I recently got the email that said that the NDA was changing, so I'm now allowed to speak about this. But I've been a playtester for Battlefield Labs, so I've been spending a lot of time doing that. So I will say, with the build that we touched with Battlefield Labs, and I'm only allowed to talk about what happened before July 31st, so there's nothing that I'm not gonna go too deep into it, just at the risk of accidentally saying something I'm not allowed to. But I think that the build for BF Labs was very, very early alpha, and I was pretty shocked at the stability of the beta, because we got the labs testers where we were given early access for this as well, so we were playing on the 7th, and I've played a lot, and I really wish that they incorporated Rush, and I'm pretty sure that the next weekend they will have Rush, because I'm telling you, at my experiences with Battlefield, I spent a lot of time with 3 and 4, and Bad Company 2 is what started it all, and I think that Rush I probably have more hours in just the game mode Rush in those games than I do collectively for every other game that I have, like playtime. So Rush is just, I mean, it goes without saying that is my favorite game mode. And I don't know how they did it, man, but they delivered. Because it's shocking, man. It's 2025. Who would have thought that a AAA game, especially one with EA, would actually be delivering what the fans want? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to, I actually would urge you not to pre-order. It's not worth it. Don't pre-order until they've proven, maybe we'll be pre-ordering Battlefield 7. But don't pre-order this. They still need to prove themselves because we've been hurt as Battlefield fans time and time again, and we just don't need to deal with any of that. So with that being said, it is looking very good for us so far. Now who knows, maybe pretty sure it is going to be live service, so who knows, you know, maybe a couple months down the line you're going to start you're going to start seeing like Superman capes and, you know, who knows, whatever kind of cosmetics they might add. And I certainly hope that they don't. But, I mean, even I'm kind of cringing just saying that out loud because I know for a fact it's going to happen. But hopefully, if they add celebrities or whatever, just make them wear camo. That is the one thing that is really killing COD. And all they had to do with all of those celebrity collaboration skins, just have the celebrity, you can have their voice lines, just have them wear an actual like military uniform. Because I know there's the other side of that argument, there's a lot of pushback with people that say, well, if you want that, just go play milsims or whatever. I'm not looking for a milsim Battlefield or a milsim Call of Duty. I'm looking for just a not even a very realistic experience, which I mean we do get. To be fair, we do really actually it does have a very milsim-y kind of merged, not extreme, but like I just want a immersive experience. That's what the word I was looking for, is that I want it to feel like a Battlefield game. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. I mean, you play a match of that, you can hot swap your HUD on and off, and that every match of Battlefield 1 that I've ever played was it feels like a movie. Like it feels more cinema than it does game, which is really telling for the passion that DICE had when they made that game. And you can feel some passion in this game, and it feels so weird saying all this stuff, dude. I never thought they would ever make a 180. It wasn't DICE that I've never once thought DICE was the problem, and I know that the whole workforce of DICE is completely different now, but it's just always been EA. It's the board of directors, the investors. They're always looming over these games that just ruin them. I mean, it's crazy how far out of touch that it feels like they are sometimes. I get it, they're a company, they want to make money, but there's no reason that a consumer like myself, I feel like I could think of different ways for them to implement and make the same amount, if not more, whatever, I don't know. And I think it would be a marginal difference in money if they would just implement these changes that would just make the fan base so much happier. Not even happier, just like this was like 2042 had so many problems that did not need to be a problem. But I don't want to turn this into me just complaining. I mean, I'm already like a few minutes into this and I feel like I've just been complaining, but I'm not. Don't get me wrong there. I'm talking about like the past that I'm complaining about. Well, I guess I am complaining. You caught me, whatever. But the past is the past. And by golly, the future does look very bright. If you guys should all, by the time this is up, you guys should all have been playing it. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday. Let's see, the 9th. Yeah, the 9th and the 10th. It's just going to be, public for the beta. So I would encourage all of you to get in there. Do not pre-order anything. Just please, for me, come on. We've been friends for so long. Just for me, don't pre-order it. You can pre-order, I guess. I mean, it is like your money, but I would strongly urge you play both of these weekends for free, and then look into cosmetics, whatever pre-order bonuses you can get, because I'm sure it's enticing. Their business. They know how to get you to make you want to spend money. But I mean, okay. So I don't want to get too far off. I just want to. I mean, dude. Okay, there's one thing that I'm watching the gameplay as I'm saying this. So for one of the biggest things about this game that I've been noticing that really feels like the Battlefield 4 experience is it feels like old Battlefield in the sense that you'll be able to see it. I look at my scoreboard a few times in this. I think at this point I'm like 5 and 5. 5 kills, 5 deaths. But you see that I've been reviving. This is the same kind of hectic you know, scenario that you'd find yourself in, like Operation Locker or Operation Metro. And I'm pretty sure that I maintain top of the scoreboard for most of this with 5 kills just because of the revives. That is not something that you see in 2042. I mean, I'm sure it happens sometimes, but like, there's just like, it's those small little details. Oh, there I go, I fell down. But I think I'm gonna go through just like the goods and the bads of the game, right? From my experience. And from my experience, at least, the vehicles, not gonna lie, nothing, you know, everything, of course, there's gotta be something rad, but the vehicles, I don't know if you guys are experiencing the same thing. They feel like Call of Duty campaign tanks, like, you know what I mean, where it's not a main asset or a main function in the engine or something like that. I don't know, it just feels ported, like it feels weird. It also looks strange, and I think there's a field of view bug, because I have my gameplay settings in this set to 120, and then weapon field of view is wide, so my weapons should look small, and my field of view should be very wide. I mean, it's 120, but to me it just looks like 90. Like, it looks like the field of view sliders are not doing anything, and it's even worse with the vehicles, because I think the lowest default for the vehicle is like 70 something, maybe like 70, could be 60 for all I know. I can't quite remember. I just threw it all the way to the max, and it doesn't feel like it's changing anything. So that most likely has something to do with it. For the tanks, the movement of them, I actually really like the movement of the vehicles, and well, for the ground vehicles, we'll get into the aircraft soon, but like for the ground vehicles, I like the movement. I like how slow it is, and it feels grounded. It doesn't feel like 2042, those vehicles, they feel like Jeeps, but it's a tank. You know, it doesn't, they're, you know, this game, like, you'll get stuck if you try to drive up too much of a slope, or if you slam on your brakes, you're in a tank, so you're not gonna stop on a dime. Going in reverse, like, that actually takes time, and it feels like there's somebody actually in it changing gears, trying to get in reverse. There's momentum and everything. So I do like that. The sensitivity, the mouse inputs, the input feels better, because there was that huge bug for, you know, the PC players for 2042. You don't know what I'm talking about. There's that just terrible engine, and like down to the engine of the game, that with this input lag for the mouse. I don't feel that in this. I'm also running AMD frame gen and anti-lag. So the frame gen, you know, that's obviously going to give me increased input lag, but it doesn't, like, it feels, even with that stuff, like, it feels better than 2042. So like the engine, the actual mechanics of the game do feel really good. The gunplay's, oh my gosh, brother, the gunplay, incredible. I actually don't really have anything negative to say about it. I will say the gun selection, though, in this, there is far more that I've seen that, just trust me, it feels like there's probably like an eighth, or even like maybe 10% probably, of the weapons that are actually, you know, in the game, or going to be in the game, that you're seeing. And I'm sure you guys have seen all the leaks and everything, so you know, it's probably no surprise to you. But the gunplay is really good. SMGs are absolutely useless. Shotguns are terrifying. I hate using them, because it's the same with me for every game. You know, somebody will kill me with shotguns 30 times in a row. One shot across, you know, feels like really far away. I'll switch to a shotgun. There's something wrong with me. I don't know why, but it feels like I have to shoot everybody 5 times with it. It shoots BB gun or BB pellets now. But shotguns are really powerful, and with the assault class, that mechanic, I do kind of like it. The class system setups that they have, how assault is not medic. And if you guys played 2042, I think even Battlefield 5 support class was not a medic, but 2042 and then this game it is. So support, LMGs, defibrillators, ammo box, but this is like a hybrid ammo health pack kind of thing. It's pretty cool. The squad is like perks kind of things you get. Like, you'll see it on the right there. I'm getting points towards it. But the recon and assault, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it's just recon actually, that you get a UAV, which is sick. It's really dope. And it's the same style of UAVs as Battlefield 4, which I really like. A lot of the fundamentals feel like Battlefield 4. Like, even the spawn screen, I mean, it is exactly the same as Battlefield. Look at that. Top of the board, 5 and 5. That's crazy. All I was doing is just reviving people, just for the challenge, too. But sorry, I just blew my mind that that's possible. Oh, it fell immediately. But, yeah, so, like, the spawn screen, everything, you know, the fundamentals of it feel like Battlefield 4, and I feel like that is why this game has so much, like, positivity towards it and positive, like, press, because it's just, it feels like a Battlefield game just made for the Battlefield 4 fans, and it feels like this would be the successor of Battlefield 4. Like, I know the DICE went down that really strange naming route where they went BF3, BF4, BF1, BF5, 2042 is kind of, you know, whatever, and then Battlefield 6. So, in my eyes, this is Battlefield 5, the successor of BF4. Also, I mean, the campaign stuff, the Battle Royale stuff, you know, all of that. I might make other videos going deeper into that, but the campaign does look very interesting, and there's, for me, it feels like there's this, like, rumored, like, cryptid kind of, like, Brooklyn map that for some reason I cannot get that map in this, but I want to play it. But, like, it's gonna be really weird and cool seeing, like, I mean, Middle East is where a lot of maps are based, especially with, like, BF3. BF4 was a lot of Chinese maps. But it's gonna be cool. I don't know, seeing, like, Brooklyn, you know. And I'm really interested in the Battle Royale map. It'd be pretty crazy if they just went wild with her and they were just like, because it sounds like it's gonna be somewhere in LA. I mean, it looks cool. You know, there's a lot of leaks, but I don't know anything about that. My experience with the playtest was just mainly, it was only for everybody, I guess. It was just Rush, Conquest, Breakthrough, Domination. Domination's fun too, by the way, but there is something weird for me playing King of the Hill, and it's probably because I've been forced to play COD for so many years now, because you know, 2042 is, I can only take so much before I have to play something else for a while. But Hardpoint is basically one and the same with King of the Hill. Domination is same name, Domination. I think TDM, I haven't played it, but TDM I'm sure is going to be in this game. But I gotta say, Rush, Breakthrough, and King of the Hill, those are my top 3 game modes for this. Now I do want to say, when it comes to the maps, you know, the game modes are pretty standard for a Battlefield game. But the maps, there is something, and I don't know. Well, I'm interested. Please give me a comment. Like, I'm really interested in, like, what your favorite maps are. If you guys even want to just do your top 3. But I think with the maps, if they were maybe just 10 to 20% larger, there would be the whole experience would be a lot better. But I mean, you know, to be fair, these are only 3 maps of an entire game from just the launch, because we're going to be getting more, you know, through season updates and everything. But I really hope they have some more, like Firestorm will be launching. We all saw it in the trailer. But I hope that we have more maps of that style. And also, DICE, if you're watching this, if there's a DICE dev that has somehow made it this deep into one of my videos, can you please, for the love of all that is holy, just add Donovan Peak back into the game? I will do anything for you, because I just want to experience Rush with these mechanics. Donovan Peak, just the base jump, everything. Just please. I mean, come on. It's a goated game, or it's a goated map. Please. But not to get too far off, I guess, yeah, like 20% larger, they would be awesome. And another little thing that I noticed, and I don't think anybody said anything about it, in the trailer, you could see Firestorm, right? There's the scene, F-16's taken off on Operation Firestorm, and right after that is Gulf of Oman. So I'm really excited, dude. That map, I don't know why, that map is so much fun. Well, I do know why, because it's a really good map. Okay, Editor Saturn here. I don't know what the hell I was just talking about, because when I pulled up, dude, I pulled up the photo and the trailer while I was like trying to, give you a little visual aid and everything. And this is absolutely not Gulf of Oman, because I don't remember pyramids being in Gulf of Oman. But I mean, hey, the structure looks pretty similar, so maybe the map will be big. Who knows? So I guess, it still stands. They will most likely bring back Gulf of Oman. I feel like they do most of these modern set games. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to mislead you there. Yeah, so I'm there is at least, the bare minimum, there's going to be 2 maps that are already there in the game at launch, hopefully, that are large, and everything's going to be fine. So they do kind of fit every play style. I've somehow talked myself into liking this now. But yeah, and then with large maps, that's where vehicles come into play. And in this beta, at least, the only game mode, it would be Conquest, and then realistically only the one map that you can fly aircraft on. The mountainous map where you can fly aircraft, and that's okay, this will be the last thing I go into. The aircraft, I'm not a big fan of the controls, and I think it's mainly my sensitivity on my mouse. The jets, they have I will say they have pretty realistic flight mechanics, but a little too sluggish, I guess, because I've only really flown the F-16, and I'll say it handles like an aircraft at low altitude, somewhat, but it does not handle like an F-16 in a dogfight, I guess, because the dogfighting, I don't know, I'm interested. I'm going to have to test it out, especially when Portal comes around, dude. I'm so excited for that, but when Portal comes around, I'm probably going to have to, get a little test range, kind of private, just practice flying those jets. But it's all dude, if this is just the beta, they are proving themselves. I have faith, because the alpha test, I was a little nervous that it was coming out so soon because of my experience with the alpha, but the alpha test was, very clearly a very old build, because this beta build feels so much more refined. And it is pretty incredible. I will say the alpha builds, even though they were pretty polished compared to 2042. So I think we should all just rejoice and just be happy and enjoy this, because this might be one of the last times we're gonna have what feels like an early 2010s kind of gaming like experience. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited. Maybe I'll see you guys in the beta. I hope you're all playing. Thank you for listening to my nonsensical rant. I did not have a script. I honestly just hit record because I just wanted to get it out there and just kind of talk. Mainly just show you that gameplay and that intro. The intro is pretty dope. If you want to go back and rewatch it, feel free, Like, subscribe. I love you. And I'll see you. I almost just said something very cringy. I'll see you on the battlefield. But now I don't know how to end it, so I'm just going to say goodbye, and I love you so much.